Good morning and welcome to the Predator Pro Billiard Series Medalla Puerto Rico Open 2023. It's the men's division and our first match of the day is a losers round match between the Butcher, Mieszko Fortuński, and Dynamite, Darren Appleton. There could be fireworks. It's win or you're out. It's 10 ball, 2 races to 4 with a possible shootout after 2 sets, and it's called Shot, of course. Calling the shots with me in the booth is a little bundle of energy, Jim White. Good morning, Jim.
Always a bundle of energy in the morning, Mark. I dwindle as the day goes on, but thanks a lot. Very happy to be here. And early morning, 10 o'clock a.m. local time this match. We walked over in the rain, and I've talked a little bit about how they've maintained such superb conditions here in the convention center. As damp as it gets outside, they've got these tables playing perfectly and drawing rave reviews from the players as well. But let's settle in. Again, best 2 out of 3. If it goes to a third set, it's a shootout, race to 4. And Dynamite Darren Appleton with the controls to kick things off.
Darren was actually involved in our opening match here on day 1 against Nuki Oi.
Yeah,
lost that one.
He did. Oi looked really good, comfortable, played at a real quick pace, and Darren unceremoniously bumped to the left-hand side of the draw, but won a couple matches to get here, facing Fortuński. Fortuński, he's 1-1. Lost to a Japanese player, and then beat Brad Guthrie from Canada en route to this match against Appleton. And just so you know, well, that's a foul. That is a foul. He didn't hit a cushion after contact. He tried to hit the one first, so early advantage.
Yeah, and look at this, Jim. We are playing the 3 foul rule. I think he might be hooking him again here to try and get him on 2 maybe early on, because of that 7 and the 8, a little bit awkward.
Well, in terms of experience, there's no doubt who the winner would be, but we all know that Darren has had some serious health issues, and we are absolutely delighted to see him back, you know, in the tournament scene, high level. He is a class player, and when he was at his best, he was one of the premier players in the world. Not much he hasn't won. And I'll tell you, I'm going to have to get the protractor out to find the angles to hit this one. And Mieszko knows that. Very good player. Plays quick, too. Very much a rhythm player. Gets into his stride, and he can steamroll you. So he's on 2.
That's a brave shot, Jim.
Well, he's had a look at the way the balls are sitting, Mark, and I mean, the next foul, if Darren can try and lock him up, I mean, he's got a shot at the 1, the 2, 3 are all in the open, but if he's going to try and lock him up, it's not going to be nearly as easy or as dark as it's been for the first 2. And looking at the way the balls are situated,
we can get him beyond the 9 here, Jim, and maybe open that 7 and 8 up.
That's a good call, Mark. That's a very good call.
Well, you'd love that one again. Played it a bit quick, I thought, Jim. He's got him.
He's on 2 fouls, and he's been warned. He's got to hit this.
Yeah, balls can fly off the table.
Yeah, he'd like to have glued that cue ball to the 9, though. Yeah, he understands the significance of this moment early on. Looks like he's looking at the 2 cushion escape, Mark. Left-hand cushion as we look from our overhead, and the right-hand cushion into that 1, and we're going to know he's on line before he does.
There's room around this 1 ball. 6 as well, he's big.
Yeah, well, 3 fouls to kick things off. How about that for a start?
Not often you see that, Jim, is it, in an opening rack?
Not often at all.
early advantage to the man from Pontefract. He beat Steve Fleming in the first round and then lost, as we said, in straight sets to Nukioi, and then beat trick shot specialist Steve Lillis yesterday. I sat and watched some of that match, played very, very well. And last night the team events kicked off and Darren was part of the Great Britain team alongside Phil Burford, who had a great result against Albin Ocean last night. So that's 2 scalps he's taken, Robbie Capito, Albin Ocean, and they won in a shootout against South Korea last night. Came from well behind against South Korea, Team GB. And you and I commentated on the brilliant match between America and the Philippines. What a match that was.
Went to a shootout as well.
Yeah, and that returns today at 4:30 again, the teams. We've got the women at 2:30 this afternoon, so there's plenty going on.
I think the women might be coming up at 11:30 too.
Are they?
I think I might have got you on the schedule to commentate, Mark, just so you know.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm under this roof here at the convention centre in San Juan. I'm quite happy, Jim, to stay here. It's raining outside. No beach for me today. Darren breaking off then. 1 up. And hardly a ball potted in that last rack.
Well, this is going to be a lot easier look for Mieszko here. I don't really see much in the way of problems. 1, 2, everything there. This will give him a chance to get that back arm going. Darren really hasn't had a chance yet. He's locked Mieszko up a couple times and won the first rack by virtue of that.
I think he's going to have to play the 4-5 combo, isn't he, at some stage?
Yeah, and that won't be tough. The winner of this match will go against Canada's John Mora. What a match he had in a losing effort against Shane Van Boning yesterday. That went to a shootout. But that was anybody's match up for grabs.
You know John better than most of us, apart from your hometown, of course, plays in your club, Corner Bank Gym. I get the feeling he's kind of really improving just lately. He's on the cusp of winning something. Do you see it that way?
Yeah, you know what? I was really impressed with the way John played yesterday, and like you, Mark, I feel like he's ready. You know, he's ready to break through and win some big events. I mean, he's been a good player for a number of years now, but he's never really cracked that upper echelon. But he's ready. He looks solid yesterday. He was a little unlucky in that match with Van Boning, it's fair to say. But I'll tell you what, whoever wins here and goes up against Mora, that's going to be a good one too. Now, this is a good shot from Mieszko. He didn't get on the 4 as intended, but he's certainly given himself a chance to maintain the initiative.
Yeah, it's Darren's turn to be under the cosh, as Steve Davis used to say.
Yeah, he's looking at the 1 cushion. I like the 2 cushion escape better, near the bottom right corner. But he's going to go for the 1 cushion escape. He's really only got half a ball here.
He's trying to kick it twice, isn't he? He's just caught this bottom right-hand corner, Jim. He's trying to come behind it again and then hit it like that. What a shot this could be. What a brilliant effort that was.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just as he played it. But he's left it.
Yeah, now back on song. One of the real solid Polish players that have made their way to Puerto Rico, Mark. And I mean, he could easily have been on the Polish team, couldn't he?
Yeah, well, he's not very happy that he wasn't, to be honest. They had a good win last night. Straight sets, 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. Their first team match. They beat Team New Zealand, who are Team GB's opponents later on this afternoon.
Well, he's just off angle on this. It's not going to be straightforward getting on top of that 7 ball next. And you can see that 7 doesn't go to the top corner, and he's got to try and get that cue ball above the 7 to play it bottom left.
Yeah, had to miss that 10. Well, I wonder what he might be playing now.
He may have got a bit of a result. This isn't straightforward, obviously, but didn't intend kicking into the 10, but now he has no choice. He's got to play the 7-10 combination.
Yeah, and it will count as a win in this particular tournament. It doesn't count in the World WPA events, of course, but this is a Pro Billiard series, so it does count. And it's there, played it at a good pace, went all in there, so levels things up. We've had 2 early racks, Jim, a 3 fouler in the first and a 7-10 combo in the second.
Yeah, motoring right along. Again, got a bit of a result and didn't intend cannoning the 10 there.
And there's plenty of action going on the outside tables as well, guys. All available on Kozoom.com. Just go there, register, and you can find out how you can pick your table. Some good matches going on. Mika Imminent is in action at the moment against Max Adams. He's just taken the first rack. Joven Bustamante is 2-0 up against local boy Carlos Barbosa. And there's a youngster in action for the US, Landon Hollingsworth, who is making waves in the juniors. He's up against Al-Jawashi Suhaib, and he's taking the first rack there. Referee Ricky Bryant getting those balls nice and tight. You see CSI on his back, Q Sports International. They are also here in big numbers. 38 bar box tables from Predator over the other side of the arena, and we've got over 650 players playing for the State Caribbean Championships, the BCA, CSI and USA Pool Leagues, all converged in the convention centre. 1-1 Fortuński break-in. Four went close.
Yeah, I don't think he can get through to the 1 ball, but another dry break.
It looks a messy table, Jim, doesn't it?
Yeah, Darren's going to have no choice but to push out here.
It may be pushed down by this 8 ball here to leave a part of the 1 ball, Jim.
Yeah,
could be an option.
Long straight. You don't want to give your opponent a chance at an aggressive safety, just a containing one. And that's exactly what this will do. No chance for Mieszko to knock this 1 in and get on the 2. So he may just give this back to Darren. The only shot really is flicking the left edge of the 1. And again, like I said, a containing safety.
Yeah, he might play that shot and call the 3. Or the 5 rather, sorry. Just in case. He's called it super thin, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't hit that very good at all.
Did he? Nowhere near enough pace, Jim.
No, well, he intended a thicker hit to get the 1 ball up in the top cushion, and Darren left himself a little tricky with that push out. I bet if he had it to do over again, he might have rethought exactly where he wanted to leave that white.
A lot of cue power, this man. Played it with some left-hand spin, just to tempt the cue ball over this side of the table. It's pretty good. Got a shot at it. Maybe a little bit thin, Jim.
Yeah, he may have to go up and down. I don't know if he can hold the cue ball for the 3 into the side. He may have to slice this in and let that cue ball run straight up the middle of the table and back down for the 3 to the side pocket.
Yeah, I was wondering, can he draw into the 8, or is it a little bit too thin for that, or too risky? Just to maybe catch a part of the 8 ball, hold him on the 3 in the side.
Yeah, I think he's going to let it out, Mark. And he overcut it. Never really got on the intended line anyway. chance for Appleton. Play this and take the cue ball into the 6. And he knows that he's kind of let Darren off the hook there.
I don't think he's got... Can he play this? Is he going to play this? Cut this into the bottom right?
Yeah, it looked from our overhead camera like he could take the cue ball into the 6. Now I'm not so sure. He may just try and feather this in and just hold for position to the 3.
Oh, he's overcut it as well. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, that's why Fortuński was shaking his head. He knows he's given Darren a chance here. Appleton very smooth. He's got great fundamentals. Played English 8-ball prior to starting his career with American Pool, and he was a champion over there too.
Yeah, World Chinese 8-ball also. He's done it in many disciplines, hasn't he?
He's been a respected player almost his entire career, regardless of what his chosen discipline was. But he's not going to be happy with the shot he played there. He's left himself hampered, cueing right over the 9 and 10. And he's got to play this with some power to get back below the 6.
He was with Predator for a lot of years. Parted company on friendly terms, of course, and went over to Tiger. He's got his own brand as well, Dynamite Billiards.
Good shot there, Mark. Now back online. 7 up to the corner. Doesn't have to do much with the cue ball to drop onto the 8.
Yeah, we all know his pedigree, Jim. We all know his technique is amazing. All the knowledge in the world. It's just that little bit of match practice and confidence, really. He was telling me just before the match he's lacking a little bit of confidence sometimes, which is understandable when you've been through what he's been through.
Well, he's also not the sort of player you want to let get a bit of confidence on you. As you've said, Mark, he's got the pedigree. Winners know how to win. And winners expect winning.
Yeah, and he's a fighter as well, on and off the table, as he's shown, and takes the lead 2-1 in this first set. 2 races to 4. If we are level after 2 sets, it will go to a shootout. Both players were practicing that as they were warming up. All the players tend to end their practice sessions now, Jim, with a little bit of 10-ball spot shot practice. How do you enjoy those spot shots? We've seen a few, haven't we, since the tournaments began? We saw it in the USA last night as well in the teams, didn't we?
I really like it. I think it heightens the pressure cooker, turns up the heat. And it's also very noticeable that when you get to that shootout stage, a few more fans in attendance tend to make their way over to have a look, and everybody likes to see people under pressure. I guess that's human nature. You know, it's like we like watching Game 7 regardless of the sport.
Yeah, excruciating for the players, but entertaining for the viewers. There you see those Arcos balls. 1 always at the top for those of you new to the game, 10 ball in the middle, and all the others are just racked randomly.
Well, Darren hasn't hit them nearly as hard as he can. So we'll see if he cranks it up a little bit more this time.
Oh, sounded a bit thuddy, didn't they? Them. He's made the 4-railer though. In it goes.
Well, he's going to have a look at the 3-10. He's got an angle on the 1. Fortuński's right in line with that combination. But getting over the other side of the 3, he could play this even to play the 3 into the top right corner as we look. He's got a few options. I'll be curious to see what he does. May end up going at the 310.
Well, look, he looks pretty wide from here. Just love to be right behind it, wouldn't he? I think it's hard. The hard part is to finish on it right. Yeah, that's what he's going for, Jim.
Yep. 310. Looking for a quick finish here in rack number 4. And as he shows you, this has to be made. It's not set. So he's picking that imaginary pocket on the cushion where he wants the 3 to go. That's what he's looking at now. The line the 3 takes. And then he'll back up and look at his point of contact on the 3.
Oh, this looks good to me, Jim. Maybe just a bit more of a cut.
Yeah, this is 50-50, Mark.
Distance between them. I know they look close there.
Oh,
in it goes.
Dead center of the pocket. Good result for Appleton there. That was not a given. And a 3-1 lead in this, our opening set. Promising start from Darren. Looking a lot better than he did when we saw him losing to Naoki Oi yesterday. He looked a little out of sorts. And Fortuński, well, he's wondering how long he's going to be in that chair. Appleton will break for the last time in the opening set. Trying to close it out. Races to 4, remember. And best 2 out of 3 sets. And if it goes to the 3rd set, it's the shootout. And that only in stage 1. When we get to the knockout stage, then they play the set. The 3rd set is played.
Yeah, playing for first prize of $37,500, Jim. Not to be sniffed at. 17.5 to the runner-up. 750 if you finish 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, definitely pays a lot better being on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, not guaranteed though, is it? Too much like hard work, Jim, for my eyes. I was never a good practicer. Never wanted to put in the hours. That one ball just falling short again of the side pocket. Not really having too much success on the break at the moment. Half a chance for Mieszko. One ball. It's a long one, and he's been in his chair for a little while, so needs to get that arm oiled up and going again.
Yeah, he doesn't have any aggressive options here. That's why he's putting some thought to how he can put Appleton in the weeds. Not easy. Still has the push option. Been to Poland, Mark?
I've never been to Poland. One of the few places I haven't. I need to go though. Great pool scene there by the looks of it. I mean, there's so many great players there. I think they should rename it Pool Land.
What an effort.
Brilliant shot.
Great shot from Mieszko there. Did some events years ago for Matchroom in Warsaw, and so much history. So much history there. Beautiful city. Super friendly people. And healthy.
You certainly know how to produce a good pool player over there. Wojtek Szewczak, a world 10-ball champion. Viktor Zelensky has won numerous titles as well. He's here. Conrad Musician is another one. Daniel Maciel, who actually got to the final of this event last year, was beaten by Carlo Biardo.
That was a great escape for Appleton. A jump kick. He's always relying on a little bit of luck to try and get that one safe, but at least he hasn't given ball in hand.
A chance for Mieszko now to get going. Hasn't played that brilliantly, just a little bit close to the side rail. And 8 ball could come into play here. He might have to dig down on this, Jim.
Yeah, and he's a little fortunate where the cue ball's landed that he can dig down because he's over the side pocket, so he can elevate and get into the bottom half of that cue ball.
Mieszko wears his heart on his sleeve. He never left guessing what's in his head. See him sat in the chair. A very intense character. Good shot.
They'll both be pretty aware of each other's games, so I think they will have come into this well prepared, knowing it was going to be a battle.
Nicely done again. A little tip of right hand spin there. Very quick player, good to watch. Got a style that's easy on the eye. Sees the shots very quick, doesn't he, Jim?
Yeah, he's got nice action, very good fundamentals. He's got a lot of weapons in his arsenal, does Fortuński. And you can see when he gets his tail up, he gets through the balls pretty quick. Doesn't waste any time. One of those guys that makes the game look a lot easier than it really is.
He reminds me a little bit of Josh Villa, to be honest. The way he plays, also left-hander. Very compact.
3-2. Appleton still in front, but Fortuński with the break in the next.
Let's just run around the room again. Moritz Neuhausen, the new kid on the block, you could call him, part of the German side. He's also on the one-loss side. He's up against Jesus Asencio, and the German leads 2-1. Mika Imminent in action. He's on the hill against Max Adams, 3-1. Ernesto Dominguez. Well, he set these tables up. He's now playing on them. He's still going. One of the hardest working men in pool and one of the best table fitters on the planet, has to be said. And he's having a good time against the Portuguese Miguel Silva. He leads 2-1 there. And the youngster, Khalid Al-Khamdi, who won the Shane Van Bonen junior title at the US Open a couple of years ago. He leads Bader Al-Wahadi 3-2. And local favourite Alan Roland Rosado is on the hill, 3-0 up against Mikkel Aguilard from Norway. Referee Ricky Bryant giving the ball to Mieszko. 3-2 down, Jim.
Yeah, he needs a good break here.
They broke very well, didn't they? They broke very, very well indeed. Now then.
I don't know whether that 8 has rolled far enough to take the pocket away. Might have. 9 might be in the way too for the bottom right corner.
Here's a lovely safety on that, Jim, isn't there? 2 ball past the 8, stay behind the 8, even run into the 8. Just make sure you play enough power to reach a cushion. Oh, he's digging down. Nice shot, well played.
Yeah, there's the key ball in this rack when you look at everything else. So Darren's got to hit this. He's called the corner pocket, but he'll be very happy if he hits it and doesn't leave it.
Just saw Phil Burford in the background. I think he's wearing his Arsenal football shirt, which winds Darren Appleton up a little bit.
He's going to have to spin the white here a bit, Mark. A little bit of left-hand spin. Change the angle into that too.
Well, it's a good hit, but it's, well, not too bad. Could have been worse, Jim. Might find himself in a bit of trouble again, though.
Yeah, I expected him to play that with a bit more speed.
Could even have a free shot on the 10 here if he wanted to. Just the safety. Keeping it simple.
Yeah, a quick look to ensure he's taken that left-hand cushion away. So Darren with a 2-cushion escape.
He might choose to jump this though, Jim.
You know what? Mieszko should have got that cue ball a lot closer to the 10. He should have been able to take that jump shot away.
Oh, he's caught the 10 ball. Wow, got away with that one then. Mieszko. You said the 2 ball was key, Jim, and with ball in hand, it should be heel. Just enough angle on this to stand off the side route for the 4.
Yeah, the line is pretty clear here. He's not going to have to move the cue ball around too much at all.
Nice little shot there, tickling into the 6. I love the way he gets on with it.
No, I'm not sure about that effort. I don't know whether he's got any angle where he's holding his cue. That tells me he's going to have to leave himself distance on the 10, and that overhead perspective pretty well confirms that. He's just going to have to roll this in, leave the cue ball near that top cushion. This is missable.
Wow, he's left himself a lot to do, Jim.
Yeah, this didn't need to be nearly this tough. He should have ensured to leave angle on that 9. So this is a big shot and a big moment.
Oh, in it goes. Well played, Mieszko.
Well, he's taken us hill in set number 1. 3-1, Appleton led. But that failed effort on the jump shot was pivotal. That was a good 10 ball from Fortuński as well.
Next up on this table at 11:30, Kelly Fisher in action against Yuki Hiraguchi. And on our other feature table, table 1, will be Chow Che-Yu against Rubelin Armit. So there's some good quality pool to look forward to after this. Coming up around about 11:30. Times are subject to change, of course. And that's winners qualifications. Pia Filler up against Wei Chu Chen as well. Jasmine Ocean is waiting for an opponent, so she won't be playing then. She'll be playing later on. Busy time, Jim, here in San Juan.
Yeah, we're kind of into the meat of the event now, aren't we? Everything is in play, teams, women, men. and you're kind of getting down to the business end of all the events where people really sit up and take notice.
Yeah, and that, oh, look at that nice little kick there on the 8 ball. Nothing to come from it though, looking a little bit disappointed. I was just going to say the teams in the league start tomorrow as well, I think, so this place is going to be really buzzing tomorrow when all the teams arrive, Jim.
Trying to find cover behind that wall of colors.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. I think the jump seat's going to come out again. No hesitation. Darren grabs it. Sorry, Jim.
It seems like Fortuński has been dictating the pace in the back end of this first set. And more significant, Mark, about how you finish the set than how you start it. So he's got Darren in trouble. And I don't know whether the 3 passes the 6 to the corner Darren's queuing over. If it does, this 1 could be the key ball.
Referee Ricky Bryan keeping a close eye on things. Well, could have been worse. The 7 has come across to block the 2, but it does avail. It's quite a straightforward combo, Jim.
Yeah, and he may have a little angle on this 1 to get the cue ball over right in behind the 2 as well. Darren knows it. He's open for another chance in this set. Since leading 3-1, he hasn't had much of a look. Yeah, Fortuński looks like he's going to attack the combination, the 2-7. Didn't quite get that cue ball over as far as he wanted, though. But I think from this position, Mark, he's really got to go at it. He's called the 7.
Oh, he hasn't hit it hard enough.
And that was the danger of the angle that he had. If he'd have been a little straighter, he'd have been able to play it with more conviction. He had to try and feather it in because he knew the 2 was going to float in behind the 5. And he's given Darren Appleton a lifeline. Oh, has he hit that? Has he hit that too hard where the 2 is not available? I don't think it is.
I think the way he threw the rest on the floor, he knew what he'd done there.
Well, now he's got to find cover.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed that he didn't go further, but he's played the next best shot possible. That's a great safety.
Yeah, Fortuński quickly going for the short cue. He's going to be going airborne here. But that was a let-off. Well, it was a let-off from each of them. A favor returned by Appleton. He's not going to be far from knocking this in. Get a good idea of how well he jumps.
Well, that's how good he jumps. There's your answer, Jim.
Yeah, that was a nice jump shot, that one.
I'm sure you'll be seeing that on a few highlight reels. You can follow the Predator Pro Billiard Series on Facebook. There's lots of videos posted on there every day, highlight reels and interviews. Always good to watch. You can visit the ProBilliardSeries.com website as well. There's all the upcoming tournaments. all the schedules, where to watch, all that kind of stuff, all the great stuff online nowadays, isn't it? It's a clever little shot there, using the 4-ball as a buffer.
Yeah, jump shot though for Darren. And he's going to be able to elevate quite easily, bridging on the side rail. If he gets this, he's going to have shape on the 4. He's called the corner.
I'm sure 6 months ago he wouldn't have been able to get up over a ball like that. He showed me his scars yesterday. He actually has a pacemaker and a defibrillator fixed inside his body permanently now. Oh, the bank shot's on, Jim, and look where the 5 is.
Well, safety option B. Does he feel like being aggressive? 3-3 may dictate the safety. I think if he was well in front, he'd bank this, but at 3-3, Mark, not so sure.
I think
Yeah,
you've
he's
got
calling
to.
the corner.
Yeah, just because of where the 5 is, Jim, I think it's kind of
Courageous shot, though.
around the back of the 5.
Maybe with safety in mind as well.
Yeah, played it at a good pace, didn't he?
Yeah, no prizes for guessing the significance of this 4-ball.
He's having to swerve it. Just a slight swerve. Oh, look at this for a shot. Now that's a shot of an experienced player there. I like playing the 4 over behind them balls here, Jim, and going twice across behind the 5. Jim shaking his head at me, thinking, what the hell are you talking about?
You got it half right.
That's why you're here, Jim.
Another jump shot. He's only going over the edge of this 10. It's dead in.
That's why I stick by the shot I was calling. Could have easily made that. If that had gone in, it was set over. But
He's left it, Mark.
could be set over now.
Yeah, he's left it. He's got a chance at the 4, and I think that walk back to the chair pretty well tells the tale.
There's Yuki Hiraguchi in the background, got her earphones in. I wonder if she's listening to us. Hello, Yuki. Wow, what a miss that is. Oh dear, oh dear.
But he's not left it. And he's not left a cushion to get at it. Well, he's got to call it. If he hits it, he'll make it.
Yeah, put a bit of
Position's
pace in it as
another
well.
story.
I think he'll be pacing it, Jim. Oh dear.
Yeah, a bit cruel.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's thinking, isn't it? Can't believe it. He's missed it and hooked me on the 4. And then goes and scratches. Really nice timer of the ball. Not afraid to leave distance.
Yeah, he's kind of befuddled there, isn't he? Stop that dead. He should have actually tried to bring it back a little bit. I mean, still expect him to get this.
Just go around though, Jim.
Similar type of shot we saw Shane Van Boning miss last night.
I think Shane's was a bit easier than this. I think he was a
closer,
bit closer, yeah.
For sure. Same angle, though.
Yeah.
Not this time. Fortuński secures that rack and kind of offers a little apology to Darren. He knows he got lucky in attempting that 4-ball and not leaving it. But the first set to Mieszko Fortuński, 4-3.
Yeah, he's gone out for a little break. It gives us a chance to just go around the room for you guys to give you some latest scores. Khalid Al-Ghamdi did win the first set against Bader Al-Wahadi, 4-2. Robbie Capito, who was one of Phil Burford's victims, is level at 2-2 with Pungang Sihombing. Jesus Asencio lost the first set 4-1 against Moritz Neuhausen. Ernest Dominguez is 3-3 with Miguel Silva. And local boy Alan Roland Rosado took the first set against the Norwegian Mikael Aagaard. Coming up is Yuki Hiraguchi against Kelly Fisher in the women's tournament, Jim. Straight after this, I hope I'm on this table.
So I was just going to say, Mark, where did I put you? Have I got you on table 1 or table 2?
Hopefully, I think I'm on table 2 actually. I'm pretty sure I'm on table 2 because I remember thinking, oh good, I don't have to move my laptop. If I'm not, I know the guy that could swap it around for me. Give me the good news, Jim.
Table 2.
Yes. Was that by accident or design?
We'll never know.
I've devised a little new game, Jim, but I'm not going to play it with you because I don't think you'll partake in my new invention. It's called Jeopardy, and it's all about pool, of course, but general knowledge. But I'm not going to let you play. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it
with me.
I'm going to play it with Eric, I think. Who am I with next? I think I'm with Eric. So I'm going to have a little game with Eric. Something to look forward to. Eric Hallofson, player from your part of the world.
Eric may surprise you. He's got a lot of knowledge, knows a lot of these players, has actually faced off against a lot of them. So he might surprise you with how well versed he is in this game.
Well, I hope he is. I hope he will. I hope he's not expecting a prize because I haven't got one.
There's no prize. Well, you may not get him in the game then.
Maybe you can give a free hour at your club or something, Jim. Jim White, for those of you new to the game, is a legend of the commentary booth, of course, but before that, he was a player himself. He used to play snooker, or snooker, as they call it in Canada. Hotbed of snooker, great players. Cliff Thorburn, 1980 champion, who plays at Jim's club. Also Kirk Stevens, I don't think he plays anymore, but was a great player back in the 80s. Had that really famous game against Jimmy White, the semi-final, wasn't it, of the Benson and Hedges Masters. What a brilliant
147.
147, yeah, maximum break. And Cliff Thorburn, of course, was the first ever player to make one at the Crucible in 1980.
Yeah, another Canadian, Alain Robidoux, made a 147 in the qualifiers. I kind of got left out in the cold, didn't I, as far as maximums were concerned?
Were you ever that good, Jim?
Made one once, and
quarter-finalist.
Someone pinched me, and I woke up. So here we go. Fortuński already with a set in the bank. So the very worst he'll see is a shootout, and he's going to crack him open to get set number 2 started.
Four railer, Jim. We've seen that a few times.
Yeah, pretty handy start too. 1 right there.
You could just draw back a little bit.
Yeah, this has some potential, Mark, with a player that can stroke and let that cue out the way that Fortuński can. This has got a bit of promise. So he's going to try and wallop this 2 down the cushion. He's going to draw that cue ball with left hand spin. You like that word, wallop?
I love that word, wallop.
That's a Western word.
I love larrup as well. That's another great word. He's going to give this a good larruping.
Well, that's what he intended. The shot was there, and he would have been on the 3. I don't know that if this 2 doesn't go, he's not going to like his next shot very much. If it does, Darren can attack. If not, he's going to be welded behind the 8.
Just saw Olivia in the background there. One of the great female Polish players, part of the Team Poland.
Well, Darren's just having a word with the referee. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe he's not sure that that he caught a cushion with the 8. That must have been what they were looking for. And I don't know that we've got replays on this table. And that's what Darren say, check the replay. You know, I really didn't watch it that close, I gotta be honest with you. But Mieszko, you know what?
Well, you could watch it on YouTube, I guess. I'm sure that's what they're doing now, Jim, all the viewers.
Well, you know, I'm tipping my hat to Fortuński because he's given him the benefit of the doubt. Well on you, Mieszko.
Well done, Mieszko,
Yep.
Fortuński.
You know, he got down and played it as though Darren got the rail with the 8. He'll make sure he gets a rail with the cue ball here.
Yeah, he's going to be right behind the 6. That's how much he appreciates Mieszko's generosity.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Here, take this away with you. Now, did he call the 4? Apparently. He's still at the table. A chance to keep the handcuffs on Appleton. Pretty good shot. He's got dynamite hampered cueing right over the 10. He'll be trying to take that cue ball into the same area except behind the 10.
Big difference I've noticed between snooker and...
Cueing over it, he decided just to try and use the balls there, and you know what, I like that shot better.
Yeah, sorry, Jim, I was just about to say. Big difference in snooker players and pool players. Pool players tend to use the object ball to get the snooker rather than use the cue ball to get the snooker. In a lot of instances, like there, for example, I would have used the cue ball behind the 3. He played the 2 ball in behind the 3.
Well, and you know, snooker players are always looking for distance too, and every now and then I get caught up, my snooker brain kicks in, and I think about distance.
Oh, did he call the 7? He certainly did. That's 2 in a row.
Wow. Great hit. And he's on the 2. got some talent, Fortuński. Oh, has he gone too far here?
Oh, I think he has.
Just hit that with too much pace. Wow, what a let off.
Maybe it's one of them times, Jim, where he just could have done with an extra couple of seconds on the shot. Can happen to quick players occasionally, you know, just to get down and play a little bit haphazard. Well, he certainly didn't call that.
No, but he's not left anything on the 6.
Thin off it behind the 9.
Well, that's an option. It's definitely an option.
Got to get it right though, Jim. There'll be no cover for the 6. It will be out in the open, so it has to get the cue ball right here. Did he get there? Jump cue again. Second warning. Oh, close. Not close enough, so a chance for Darren.
Yeah, and look where that 8 is. Very tricky. Darren's got to be right on that bottom cushion as we look from our overhead camera to attack the 8. Speed of this shot's everything. This looks pretty good.
Looks very good, doesn't it? Just enough to get the cue ball off the rail as well.
Well, just like the opening set, Appleton out of the gates early.
If there's been one thing in Darren's game recently, it's these long shots. Sometimes wears his glasses, sometimes doesn't. So this kind of longish 10. Oh, really, I thought he decelerated on that. Went across it. Missed it by quite some distance, Jim, and it has been tripping him up those long shots.
Yeah, those long straight ones are as much a test of cueing as anything. I mean, alignment and just delivering the cue on the line. You see him shaking his head, but when you start questioning your sight, oh.
I think it's a confidence thing, you know.
Wow, what a let off though. Fortuński, well, one person applauding, so he's got one relative in the crowd. But that was a massive let off. Long straight 10. Darren, you mentioned that he decelerated. I noticed that too.
Yeah, and that's a sign of
just
no confidence,
yeah,
right?
Just succumbed, you know. He played the shot with no conviction.
Yeah.
Gonna succumb to the pressure and the moment.
Yeah, was thinking about it rather than just getting down and playing it. It was like doubt crept into the mind, and it showed in the cue action. Anyway, it's gone. Can't do anything about that. Just has to stay focused, stay positive, and know when he gets his next chance, he's ready for it. All-American battle out on table 7. Bruce Thayer up against Adam Cisneros. I know Adam. Good player from, I think he's from Arizona. I'm pretty sure he is, from that neck of the woods. Butchart looking to claim a stake in the next round. And he's on this one ball as well, I think. Yes, he is. 2 available close by, and the 3. 4 is a little bit awkward, but it does go into this bottom left as we look on the overhead.
Goes bottom right for sure. He's confirmed that. So the angle from 3 to 4 key.
Yeah, that's perfect, isn't it? Can just draw across now.
Kind of a stun draw mark.
Yeah.
And he is perfect.
Got a little bit of love in the front row. Oh, he's underhit that by some distance, Jim.
Yeah, just kind of gripped the cue a little too tight and didn't get through the white. Should still get this, but could have been easier.
He's looking edgy.
Yeah, moments like this, you know, if I've hit a shot and kind of taken a deep breath, I'd go down, wipe my cue, and just kind of hit the reset button and forget how you got to where you are.
So much of this game is mental. Lots of percentages banded about, 95%. 80%, call it whatever you will. You can have the best technique, the best knowledge and everything. If you're not ready for it in the mind, then all that goes to waste.
And experience, Mark. I mean, just having the experience to know when, you know, you need a moment just to regather yourself and refocus.
Were you good temperament, Jim, when you played the game? I remember you was a little bit fiery.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that I had a good temperament. I was never a good practicer, that's for sure, but I like to compete, as all the Canadians did, and 2-0 confirmed here. Our 10 a.m. match. Fortuński in control of this match. Won the first set 4-3 and 2-0 in front, and that was a solid performance there. Control the white nice. And Darren probably still thinking about that missed 10 in the last rack. He's had his opportunities, and he'd be the first to tell you. The Darren Appleton of a few years ago, this match, he'd probably be having a cup of tea somewhere already. It'd be over. But I like all the other Canadians. We had a lot of heart. You know, we grew up gambling, and so going over to the UK and competing, I think all the players on tour knew there that if you came from Canada, you could play the game a bit, and you know what you might lack in ability, you made up for in heart.
Darren Appleton has got plenty of that, as we know, and he needs to draw on all of that right now, because this is to get on the hill for the match for Fortuński. Darren's had his chances. Maybe the odd bad roll here and there as well hasn't helped. There goes that 4-railer once again, Jim, and the 1 ball has offered an opportunity as well. 2 ball in the open.
Yeah, it really has, and I mean, these are ominous signs for Appleton. You know, he doesn't want to get too comfortable in that chair, but if Fortuński can slice this 1 in, he's going to land on the 2. And the 3's right there. 4 awkwardly placed over the other side, but near the bump. So he's looking at that right now. He's thinking 3 shots ahead, Mark. He's got the 2. He's given himself that. He needs the angle on the 3 to get right behind the 4. And he won't have to do much from 4 to 5.
I'm not sure about that shot.
No, it's not bad.
He's
going to play this.
Sorry, yeah.
He's going to play this 3 top right, slide the cue ball over behind the 4 to play it into the bottom left corner. But speed is everything here. Oh, he's missed it. Missed it by some ways. I mean, he left himself the angle on purpose, and he was fine.
There she is, Olivia. Part of Team Poland. Good player as well. Playing in the Women's Puerto Rico Open.
Now, is this makeable in the side? It's in a very acute angle, but he might be able to just feather this in. Doesn't have to do anything for the 5. It goes. Nice shot, Darren. This is an important rack because Fortuński had the first kick at the cat. Darren sped up his play. He's not overthinking things now. He's just getting down and shooting. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a walk of resignation. Just took that too light. I mean, he was almost consciously trying to be very nonchalant. You just, every now and then, this game reminds you to take nothing for granted.
I think he's got away with it though, Jim. He'd have been down and made this already. If it went, he's going to be looking for cover here, I think, maybe behind a 10. Well, another chance for Darren.
Well, that was a much better shot than the 9 he just missed. And he wasn't having any way of seizing up on that 10. Pounded that one into the bottom of the pocket. And 2-1, Fortuński still in front. But, I mean, he really had the opportunity on the 3. He was nicely situated on the 3. Left himself the angle to drop onto the 4. And the 3 that Fortuński missed never threatened the pocket. But that was a pretty scrappy rack, that one.
If you missed the team event last night, well, you don't know what you missed because it really is an entertaining event. Let's just run through some results there. America beat title holders Philippines 3-2. Team Spain beat Puerto Rico 3-1. Team Germany 3-0 against Indonesia. Japan went down to Team Portugal. A little bit of a surprise there, maybe. Chinese Taipei 3-0 winners over your lot, Jim. Team Canada. Austria 3-1 winners over Peru. South Korea going down to Great Britain. And Team Poland 3-0 against New Zealand.
Team play will be back on your screens at 4:30 local time today. You'll want to tune in for that. Appleton with a dry break. He's 2-1 down in the set. He really has to win to force a shootout.
And it'll be Team Canada against Team Austria on table 1 at 4:30. What a cracker that could be. Got the edge of this. Might be forced into playing something here, Jim. Maybe the 9. If he can play a nice, delicate little shot here, could hold the 2. Sorry, the 1.
It certainly looks like he can get through the edge of the 1. Not enough to be able to make it.
just a little bit thin. Not sure he called anything. Didn't see anything. Just containing safety. Could be in a bit of trouble here though. Cue ball over behind that wall of balls. The 4, 5, 3 and 10 offering cover. Digging down low left on the cue ball. Doesn't want this to come past. Oh, he's okay, I think.
I'm not so sure.
Not. He's left it.
Sure, Mark.
He's left it.
I mean, far from easy. A long ways between cue ball and one ball, but this is makeable. I think the problem for Darren is with the cue ball so near the cushion, even getting that one, he's not going to have position to the 2. Unless he floats it in. And
oh, unlucky. That was the only way to get it, wasn't it, really,
well,
to stay position.
He had to commit to the shot, but again, by playing it like that, Mark, you're trusting to the table, and you're trusting to being able to stay nice and still when you slow roll a ball. Always a sign that your fundamentals are sound, is when you can stay still and slow roll a ball. Yeah, I think he just tried to feather that 4 into the open there. That 4 is a problem. Doesn't go anywhere. And it doesn't matter because he didn't get the 3. So is this a shot where he may be able to have a free shot at the 10, hold the cue ball behind the 5, or will he just commit to gluing that? Yeah, he's looking at the 4-10, and he should be able to hold that cue ball behind the 5 and attacking it. Oh, just totally committed.
Cue ball. He's all right.
What a shot from Darren. I like the commitment there. Full throttle. 2-2. Well, he's got to be feeling pretty good at 2-0. He almost had that look of resignation. Now at 2-2. You wonder if he's got a little bit more enthusiasm again. Fortuński had this one well and truly in his grasp, and he's seen it slip away. It was a careless 3 Fortuński missed there, and Appleton made him pay.
8 p.m. tonight we will have last 32 men's matches.
Yeah, and that's where the format changes. You get into the knockout stages, and now it's the best 2 out of 3. No shootout. So 2-2. And this set all of a sudden has a heartbeat again.
Well, that's just what he didn't want. He's made balls and he scratched. One of them was the cue ball. Went across them slightly, Jim. Didn't hit them square. 3 ball though. He's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, that's the shot. That's the insurance policy that Darren has right now. Mieszko is going to have a look just to see what options he's going to have with that 3.
Is there any way he can draw into it now?
Well, you risk position to the 2 by doing that.
What kind of angles he got? Has he got enough just to nudge into the 3 and nudge the 3 past the 5? Maybe has.
It's close, Mark. It's real close. He can certainly drop below the 3 if he doesn't have that angle. But I think he can hit it.
It's good.
It's not bad. I mean, he'd like to have played it with a little bit more pace. It's a very thin cut if he wants to attack, and the other option is to try and hold the cue ball behind the 5. But even reaching over the table, this looks awkward. He may opt for the safety here. It's a thin cut. Safety considerably easier, but he likes to go.
Yeah, he wants to go at this, doesn't he? It's in his nature.
And he's stretching.
It's there. It's there. Great shot. And he's on the 4.
Yeah, that really was a good shot. Even the way that he was bridging and stretching over the table. Just softly check the cue ball to hold the line for the 6 to the corner. 9's right there. This is going to be 3-2 Fortuński and breaking.
Yeah, a little bit more angle than he would have liked on this. He'd love to have been straighter on this 6. Still okay though. Just meant he couldn't get the right side of the 9.
And 3-2 it is. Fortuński will break for the last time in the set. Last time in the match. Looking to close it out.
Well, if Darren does lose this, it's not quite as bad as, you know, it might be sometimes, Jim. There's another tournament that he's still involved in, and I'm sure it will allow him to focus even more on helping his team GB onto victory. Huge prize money involved in that as well. 120,000 to the winning team. That's 40,000 each. It's more than this, more than winning this. So there's an incentive if ever there was one.
Yeah, no kidding. The winner here gets 37,500. Team event 40,000, 120,000 divided by 3. Be pretty handy if you the eventual winner of the men's event or the eventual winner of the ladies event is on the winning team too. That's a pretty sweet week of cashing in your chips.
Yeah, and you have to fancy Team America as well a little bit in that. Team USA with a good win last night against the defending champions, the Philippines, and they look very, very good as well. And a lot of people were talking about maybe the weak link would be April Larson. Played absolutely fantastic, and I walked back from the venue with her last night to the hotel, and she just said in her first match against Alison Fisher, she just got a walkover in the first round, had no real practice, straight on the TV table, and just never settled. She certainly settled in the teams. Ball off the break.
Yeah, nothing on the 1.
I wonder, will he play into this bottom corner? Bottom right-hand corner? Easy safety on though.
Yeah, he's got so many options to play safe here, but you have to feel it's going to be defense.
always itching to have a go, isn't he, this guy? Always wants to make a ball. Safety's always his final option kind of thing. He succumbed. Yeah, 2 cushions here.
Yeah, and looking at the way the balls are, Darren does not want to miss this, because given ball in hand and on 1 foul, there's like a wall of balls for Fortuński to just try and 3-foul him. So this is serious. And this is not an easy hit. He's got a window, little window off 2 cushions to take that cue ball. And then it can, even if it contacts that 3rd cushion, he's got to play it with enough speed to get a rail with the ball. So it wouldn't shock me greatly, Mark, to see him play this at speed, even to just try and move things if he does miss the 1. Make things a little trickier. I did not.
I don't know what that was.
I totally didn't expect him to go at that off 1 cushion. He's in a lot of trouble.
I mean, he obviously saw a shot and was convinced himself and felt comfortable playing it. So who am I to question multiple world champion? That's bizarre.
He's shaking his hand. I mean, he didn't call the bank and therefore no foul, but he had to know the 1 was going near the corner pocket the way that he played the shot. A real error in judgment from Fortuński there, and now
complete turnaround.
Gloves on the other hand now, no question. And he's suffering, just complete error in judgment. But he's got to get all those negative thoughts out of his mind. He's 3-2 in front. He's got a 2 cushion escape on this 2. But what a turnaround. You know, maybe the 2 cushion escape isn't there where that 7 is sitting. This might be 3 cushions. The cushion nearest the 3 being the 3rd cushion. Looks like the 7 may take the 2 cushion escape away. I think it does. This is 3 cushions. Oh no, it was a ways away. He had plenty of room, Mark.
Yeah, it was a good shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it ever. Kind of taps his cue just to apologize to Darren. That was a great hit. The 7 wasn't in the equation for the two cushion escape at all.
He's going around first to make this in the corner. Can't afford to hit it too hard though. Just going to hook himself on the 3. He's come past the 8, has he? Has he got past it?
I think he's just okay. Yeah, and he's getting down. He's got plenty of room.
Good shot. Still in there fighting. We mentioned it, Jim. He doesn't give up easy.
5 goes by the 6 in the corner. He'll play this off 2 cushions to get back in line with the 5. If he get the cue ball anywhere where he is now, he'd be delighted. This is nice.
Nicely held.
Mark, we got 3-3 in the first set. It's looking a lot like we're going to get 3-3 in this one too.
Yeah, and if Darren can get a decent break in, he hasn't had that break work in Jim today, has he? Scratched on his last one.
Well, 3-3 it's going to be. A carbon copy of set number 1. And Dynamite with the break. A good break. Could lay the foundation for a shootout to open day 3.
Well, Alain Rolon, the local man from Puerto Rico, was a set-up, and he's gone and lost on a shootout to Mikael Orgard from Norway, and another shootout in progress now, and the score is 7-6 in the shootout between Khalid Al-Ghamdi and Bader Al-Wahadi, and that's why the big crowd is bunching around table number 4, not far from us. Jose Martinez has gone through on a shootout, also plenty of those going on. Moritz Neuhausen has gone through in straight sets. Ferry Satriadi has lost his first set against one of the South Korean team members, Ho-Jung Kwon. And Ernesto Dominguez has taken the first set against Miguel Silva from Portugal. Back to this one then. Breaking off to force a shootout, Darren Appleton. Oh, he's going to float the one. In it goes.
The last ball rolling, and he smiles. He didn't hit those nearly as hard as he's capable.
Yeah, I don't think they really spread too well either, did they? Kind of a thud.
And just to let everybody know, on this table, the stream table, not long after this match finishes, you've got the ladies, because I see they're getting ready on table number 2. They're getting ready for table number 1. Sorry, thanks, Mark.
I made the same mistake the first day. I'm sitting by table 2, and they said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm on here. Table 1, isn't it?" And they said, "No, it's table 2.
On table number 1, I see Rubel and Amit just practicing. They're getting ready to start the ladies over there at 11:30, and there's a scheduled 11:30 local time match on this one. Well, that's going to be delayed just because of this match. This match isn't going to finish anytime soon, you wouldn't think. You got a full rack to play, and if Darren wins it, you've got the shootout. Tough safety. And he's found cover though.
Yeah, good shot. There's a lot of right hand spin on this to get it around the 9. Normally you'd want to go 2 rails here and kick it towards the side, but there's balls in the way of that. He could leave this on. If the 2 goes into that 10, he'll open the whole rack up, Jim. Oh, it's gone wrong. It's gone wrong. Oh, but look at the 5 has joined the party as well. So a little cluster there. Can he go into it off this? Could do. Catch the 10, hold for the 2, for the 3 rather.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I like the way you think, Mark, just not here. was too thin on the 2.
No prizes for guessing what's coming next.
Excuse me. Yeah, you didn't need your crystal ball to figure that one out. Imperative he contacts this. Doesn't want to give cue ball in hand.
Good hit. 6 goes in the side, not a foul, but Darren's not giving this back. Now look at this, he's looking at a 5-10 here rather.
Yeah, it's not a million miles away. If that 5 gets by the 4 and can contact the 10 enough, you can see it's set, but does the 5 get by the 4? Darren's had a good look at it, and I'll tell you what, he won't get in better position to attack it. So if there's a 5-10 on offer.
Yeah, it's on, isn't it? Does the 5 pass the 7? Enough. It's close. He's grimacing slightly. If it isn't, he could play to move this, Jim, as well. Slight angle, I think.
Yeah, he's playing safe. He can play safe and a way to kind of nudge that 10 away from the 7-2 mark.
Yeah, good shot.
Well,
advantage, Appleton.
Yeah, big time. He's tightened the screws on Mieszko here. And again, Fortuński, you know, consummate professional, just taps the tables. He sees the value in the way Darren played that. He's developed the 10 and the 7. And miss here would virtually assure us of a shootout.
Sometimes fiery Fortuński, but always very, very quick to compliment when necessary.
Yeah, he's just got a little too much angle to try and hold for the 7 bottom left. So again, he's coming over to have a look at a 7-10 combination. Could even take the cue ball into those. Try and land on the 7 that way. Or feather the cue ball the way he's played this. All you can see him doing is rolling up to the 10. Again, just trying to tighten the vise. Yeah, he wants to think about this.
Yeah, he didn't really get into the cue ball, did he?
No choice but to play safe here, I feel.
What's he looking at here, Jim?
He's called a side pocket. He must be considering the bank on the 7. The only reason I can think he's even attacking here is he doesn't feel he can get a rail and hold the cue ball behind the 10.
It's there, is it? Oh, close. Oh, that could be his last shot.
Yeah, I'd have to ask and better understand why he didn't want to try and feather that cue ball behind the 10 there. They could have played with a little bit of slow drag just to kind of kill the speed of the cue ball.
Maybe just didn't fancy it at the time. Oh, and he's missed it. Well, now we are going to go to a shootout, ladies and gentlemen. It's tough being a pool player, Mieszko.
Darren's still got to hold his nerve.
Oh, and again, it's a medium to long range shot, which I don't know what happened there.
I had a feeling, Mark. That's why I said he's still got to hold his nerve. It's almost like when the finish line has presented itself with Darren, he's almost tried to block out the pressure and look very nonchalant about how he's addressed the ball. And you know something? Embrace it. He knows exactly that he's overcompensating.
He's got away with it. Mieszko having to jump here. Watch that side pocket. Oh, good effort.
Oh, he's gotten
he's
lucky.
Got away with it.
He's gotten lucky.
Well, you wouldn't begrudge him that after the miss on the 8 from Darren left him hooked.
Darren's called the top corner, so the intended bank shot on this 8, but he also wants to try and find cover with the white.
It's there, it's there. Now then, do you hook behind the 10 or do you go all in? It's going to be going into the 10 ball if he does play it. He's played the bank shot, he gets it this time. Oh, talk about fight.
And the shootout is here. A 4-3 win this time for Dynamite Darren Appleton, and he has forced the shootout.
The two words give and up are not in his vocabulary. I can just see Kelly at the back of the bleachers, peering over the top, watching her teammate.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, Mark, whether or not they may put them on one of the outside tables because they're about, well, coming up on 10 minutes overdue for their match already. So not sure exactly what the tournament organizers, and I mean, you don't know how long this shootout's going to take. It could go an extended period of time too. Both players, we noted this, both players were practicing the spot shot, weren't they? Well, maybe they knew something we didn't.
So for those of you that haven't witnessed one before, both players will shoot from the same side. You must make the 10 straight into the pocket. You are still on a shot clock. We alternate sides for 4 innings. After 4 innings, if the scores are still level, we go again to sudden death, where the break box kind of thing moves back a diamond. Where his hand is there, look, see. Strokes that 10 ball in, Jim. And this could take a while, as you said. The longest one I've ever witnessed and commentated on. Jesus Atencio against Noikioi. That was quite a shootout.
Oh, he ended up winning that, but it went a long while.
Yeah, 14-13, I think it was. There was actually a longer one than that in a tournament in Turkey. Dennis Grabet, 54-53, but that was before they before they shrunk the box back. I think that was part of the reason they did it.
1-1. Neither player blinking as yet. And now over to the other side. And when I was watching Fortuński practice from the left-hand side as we look, this is where he missed. Usually an easier shot for a left-hander because he's looking into the target. To me, this would be Appleton's weaker side. And players just looking down the line. This is just setting, part of the routine, stepping into the shot, preparing. And again, something just distracting Darren, so he resets. And again.
Oh dear.
So now the referee, Mr. Bryant, just asserting himself and allowing Darren the chance to reset once more.
Yeah, there's experience for you. Well played, Darren Appleton, under immense pressure there. after having to get up off of the shot twice. Well played.
Keeps the pressure on Mieszko. And again, just to remind you, the winner of this shootout will oppose John Mora. That'll be later today. Maybe not a lot later. I think around 1 o'clock that match is scheduled for. So
the shootout might not be over by then, Jim.
They don't have a lot of time to go get lunch.
I think we might have to skip lunch today. Nicely done again, very confidently. 10 ball is racked, not on the spot, but where it's racked in the actual 10 ball rack is about 4 inches behind.
And also the way the 10 ball is placed, it's always the same, where the number 10 faces the ceiling and the stripe is like the
planet Saturn.
The planet Saturn. I was going to say the rings on planet Saturn. You read my mind there. It's pretty kind of
scary, isn't it?
Pretty much an open book, my brain.
Strokes it in, great shot. And you can hear shot in the background. I think that was Phil Burford.
Yeah, and we're edging to the stage where it basically becomes sudden death, because once they get the 4 shots in, if it's still tied, they shrink the box in half and it goes to sudden death. But at this stage, I think Mieszko has to know he's got to make this. If he misses it, now he needs a miss from Appleton in the 4th shot, so he's got to knock this in, and for me, this is his weaker side.
And it goes, well, now we are basically in sudden death anyway, because any miss now, your opponent makes it, you're going to be punished and you're going to be out of this year's Medalla Light Puerto Rico Open.
Yeah, coming up just shy of 15 minutes. The delay for the ladies that were scheduled to play on this table next, and yeah, not certain whether or not that ladies match is still going to take place here. We've heard nothing different, Mark.
No, I think both ladies are waiting patiently in the wings. Kelly won't mind how long she has to wait as long as this man wins. And it's right in the heart of the pocket. He hasn't looked like missing one, has he?
No, and I'll tell you, the shaky shots that he's played to close out a couple racks, where have those gone? Because he looks anything but shaky in the shootout.
It's just incredible. If any shot was letting him down, it was the longer distance shots, which were to make the rack safe, right? And now he's not missed one.
He's almost given himself a talking to, and this looks like the Darren Appleton of old we're seeing. Now he's got to have this.
Yep, sudden death from now. And he's not even in the teams. So his... Oh, right in the heart, smashes it in. So now the box will shrink back by 1 diamond, which makes the shot even more difficult. Just explaining to the players that it's going to go back to the first diamond. So rather than a little square box, it now becomes an oblong. I love that word, oblong. Sounds like something Rowan Atkinson would say. You know who Rowan Atkinson is? Mr. Bean? Everyone knows Mr. Bean. That wasn't an impression. I think I was just having a funny moment then, Jim.
The screws tighten.
Yeah, I mean, this is super tough.
And he's cueing right over the pocket.
Shot clock beeping as well. Pressure doesn't get any harder than that, and he misses. Probably put him off a little bit there. The shot clock beeping in the background took a little bit too long on it, maybe. So Mieszko getting what little practice in he can. They're not handed the cue ball until the 10 is spotted.
Yeah, he's just trying to get a feel for where he wants to cue at the white. Darren cued over the pocket. Darren was right-handed, Mieszko was left-handed, so just beside the pocket. This for the win.
He's missed it as well.
Tells you how much more difficult it is when you shrink that box. Yeah, he's smiling, but I promise you, he knows he just let one slip away. He had a free chance.
Yeah, now, if Darren can knock this in, the pressure is going to mount on the butcher. So he'll be putting everything into this. Just doesn't want to hear those beeps. Wants to settle a bit quicker, Jim, if anything.
Again, he's cueing right over the pocket. Strange for me.
Good thing about these pockets, though, Jim, they are flush. Wow, that was a long way off.
Yeah, I wouldn't cue over the pocket myself. I'd try and get to where I can rest the cue on the cushion and, you know, guide it through my fingers. Over the pocket, he's using an open bridge. Again, just personal preference. I really can't see Mieszko letting him off the hook again. I mean, this is a strong side for a left-hander.
Trying the fingers.
And again, you see where he is, Mark? That's where I'd cue from. But again, I'm left-handed. But I would cue where I can guide the cue through the rail between my fingers. I just would feel a little bit more comfortable.
I think he's still got the open bridge though, Jim, hasn't he? Or is it underneath?
No.
It's underneath, is it? Oh yeah. And
yeah,
in it
that one
goes.
was pivotal. Fortuński taking advantage that time of the miss from Appleton, and the shootout goes to the Polish star. It was close in the end. Mieszko Fortuński, he stays alive. Appleton, well, he's got to focus on the team event now.
Yeah, coming up next on this table, Kelly Fisher against Yuki Hiraguchi. Stay tuned for that. Thanks very much, Jim White, and myself, Mark White. We'll see you very, very soon.